Hey guys, welcome to Run It Back, episode 3.
Woo.
Sorry we missed a week. We don't have an excuse. We're just really lazy.
We were busy.
but-
Was there
we're
a shit
busy,
going on last week?
Yeah, we got jobs and hobbies and careers, and I think I was just playing Pokemon TCG Pocket all day. But side note, I pulled like 100 packs of Dialga. No Dialga yet, but I pulled like 5 packs of Palkia, and I got 2 immersive Palkias. So
it's like that, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play that game anymore. But speaking of tournaments that did not do us dirty, King Me 2, the second. That was a crazy event that sadly I was not at, and neither was Ryan. But we did have 3 people here who were at the tournament: Teddy, Kit, Ubergronk. By the way, if those who don't know, Ubergronk is our amazing editor. Welcome to the podcast.
Happy to be here.
You would not have had such a good product last week without our good friend. So welcome. He's gonna chat a little bit with us about his run as well, and if you haven't noticed, like, to be a host on this podcast, you have to be like a 2-tour. So we're never gonna have someone as good as honestly, I shouldn't even be on the podcast.
Honestly.
Aren't
you haven't you boasted multiple times about being like the definition of a 2-tour, like with a perfect 50-50 split?
See, this is how I know that he's a real one, because that's like one of my classic tweets.
That's an old bit. Yeah,
that's an old bit. I mean, obviously now I just say the same thing, but for being like 4-2 or 5-2.
Of course.
I see.
But to get us started, for those who were at the tournament, do you guys want to talk about your experience in general and what it was like?
Go over like the winners run first, or like the top 8 and stuff, then we can go into our own runs.
Yeah, sure. The top 8, definitely. I definitely watched that. It was a great top 8. I'll be real, dude. When you didn't make top 8, I kind of tuned out, low key.
Dude, yeah, I was happy with my run, but I really wanted to make top 8.
Having PacSmash and Envy in there was pretty good though. I'm happy with those two making it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the top 2 of the UW Invitational, and they got the top 2 whiteboard performances.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I don't want to hear
it. But Skyward Hero with the win. I had predicted him to win. I mean, hot take, like Ryan said, because he was the first seed.
The first seed is gonna win the tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's been performing at a PR level, so I wasn't too surprised. Because last year's Kami was basically all top 8 was almost all current PR players at this point.
I do wonder what how many of these people in top 8 will be ineligible next time around, if any.
I think Chico could definitely make it. Ethan doesn't go to that much, right? So I don't know if just because of attendance. I feel like if he did attend, he'd be on the PR.
I think that's the limiting factor for him is position in the state. If he lived in Madison or if he lived in Milwaukee, I think that he would have an extremely strong case for PR. I think that he would be kind of like Mario.
Yeah, I think Skyward has a great PR case.
Well, for some context, Skyward Hero has a win on Waka, the best Luigi in Mexico. He has a win on Brujo, the best K-Rool in the country, and he has a win on Skeleton, who's second best Kazuya probably in the country.
Yeah, apparently he is I don't know, top 50 or something in Wi-Fi Warrior ranking.
Yeah, I heard he was number 50 in the Wi-Fi Warrior ranking. Don't look at his record versus Hungry Box though.
Is it bad? I promise you I won't. You could just say what it
is. No, I think he gets clipped a lot in the sets, and he tends to lose. Yeah,
and he also took Riddles to game 3 last hit. So he's a Wi-Fi warrior, and Wi-Fi pays off. His tournaments all time is just all coin boxes, like 13th out of 600. I'm like, damn. So it's no surprise.
He goes off at those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy.
But were there any people in top 8 that you guys were excited to see there, or that you maybe didn't expect? Or I guess it kind of went according to seeding, in my opinion.
Seeding was done really well, I thought. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh,
or Ubergronk,
that was me.
I heard wrong.
I was super excited to see Envy up there. Envy he's a really, really good friend of mine. We've known each other for quite a while now. And I was not expecting him to be there at all. Because we were just hanging out, like not even a month ago. And he said that he was going to be at, I think he said UW Milwaukee to finish his master's.
So that's why he's going to like the Milwaukee tournaments now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just like shocked to even see him there in the first place. I would have thought that he would have been just still at Milwaukee doing whatever he does in Milwaukee now.
Yeah. Connor, do you know what programs he's in?
I think game design.
His undergrad was
so cool.
Because we were talking about that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's game design.
I would love to see. If it is, I'll follow him on like Steam or whatever he's doing. I'll keep up with his Twitter if he's doing any game dev stuff. I think that's super, super cool. I used to be a huge indie game head, so I love that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he's working on anything right now. And he definitely doesn't have Twitter. So
okay, yeah.
With wins on EXO, Babunga. Who else did he beat? I think that's about it actually in terms of like notable wins. But he had a great run. Really impressive.
I mean, sometimes it's not getting upset's good enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Game 5 with Sophist. That would probably have been like a super wonky set.
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to. Game 5 with Solo too.
His Babunga set was crazy. He was up.
Really, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, he was up huge game 4. And then he just kind of lost to Incineroar. It sucked. Like, yeah, he. I forget what Babunga revenged, but it was a revenge side B, and it did 64% on last stock.
Oh, buddy.
But then he won game 5. So.
Okay.
I got the chance to play Babunga and EXO in friendlies. I had a lot of fun. I did the thing where they like won every single game we played, and then I won one rotation and left immediately. So shout out to those two guys. Sorry for scamming you like that. I know that I hate when people do that to me. But I had to leave. I have an honest reason. But yeah, playing Babunga was just such a wake up call. I'm like, oh, you're just revenging like approaching dash in air. Like, holy cow. Okay, sure. You play like that. Like it really felt like a very, very different play style from even the Incineroars I get a lot of practice with, which is Lucio, D Money, the Madison. Even Quag I've gotten a chance to play before. And they play a lot more, reserved, aerial focused, down throw kind of stuff. And Babunga was like, no, I only want 3 interactions for this game to happen.
He embodies like Incineroar.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it really inspiring. I think that the way he plays it was just like so alien and so like it felt like playing like Potemkin or something, where it's just like, no, yeah, you really only get 3 guesses. So
no one knows
that was very cool.
Dude, I forget
whatever.
when it was that I played Babunga. I think it was at one of the scoops that I went to. But like as I was playing, like I just subconsciously thought like he is fully expecting me to do the stupidest thing I could possibly do at any given time. And oh my god, it was working.
Yeah. It is I really think he plays in a very like it's super different, which is really cool to see when you can actually differentiate someone from their play style. I think that is really, really cool. So shout out to Babunga.
Shout out to crazy clip I hit on Babunga one time. You guys want to see it? It's a really good clip.
Oh my god, we're not in the middle of the pod.
It's such a good clip.
Put it in chat. Put it in chat later. Put it in chat for later.
I'll put it in chat. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna fit in the Discord upload.
Talking about Envy and EXO's set, I was not watching. I think that it was on stream, but I heard that it had to be moved off stream because Envy dislocated his thumb in the middle of the set. Because I came by, they were playing off stream. Because I saw Roy versus Robin, and I was like, oh my god, who's that? And then it turned out to be EXO pulling out Pocket Roy against Envy. I've only played Envy. Well, no, I played Envy twice. Once he was at a West Town Brawl and he kind of farmed me, and the other one was at the UW Invitational. It was Game 5, and he kind of dominated neutral. I just forward smashed him a bunch. So I was really excited to see how EXO would approach the matchup because I had struggled with it in both times playing against him. And Envy won the game. I came in kind of late in the last stock, and he started apologizing, and I was like, "That's weird thing to say." But apparently, the context was that like it had to be moved off stream because of like a health thing that he just dislocated his thumb, and then had it popped in or pulled in or whatever, and then continued playing.
Crazy like that.
Personally, if that happened to me, I'm DQing instantaneously. Right? Like I'm not continuing the run at all. But he made top 8. I mean,
did he have like medical staff on site like an NBA game? Like,
I have no idea, right? They got like the medics on the field or something, but yeah, whatever the context was, EXO was, he was like, it is totally understandable. I got it. You outplayed me, GG's. There was no like, bad blood or kind of like, any, and no one was like malding about the situation, which is good to see. But yeah, I was surprised to hear that happened to him, and then that he kept playing through it, which I would never ever consider to do.
Mamba mentality.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ironically.
That separates the top 8 people, I guess. That's what you got to do if you want to make top 8.
I'll keep that
I
in
think you guys
mind.
mentioned. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, I was just saying I'll keep that in mind. Next time I go to an Arcadian, I'm gonna dislocate my thumb. Top 8, just like that.
Stop. That's how it's done, dude. That's how it's done. You got to clutch those game 5s. You need the adrenaline.
We are not saying that he did it on purpose, guys. Please do not. We're not saying that. Well, you guys were mentioning Baboonga and winning off 2 interactions. That reminded me of one of your sets, Kit, with the Verminator, where you probably got in a total of 8 times the whole set and you just won. Talk to us about that set and like your advantage state, I guess.
I it was a great set, bro. I watched it back. I made Zoe watch it with me.
Hell yeah,
Rewatching sets, I win.
Yeah. Don't be rude. No, but I watched it back and I realized he took the first stock every time, and then the latest I killed him on the last stock was 78% in any of the games. I think game 1 I killed him 42. What's that?
Before or after the hit?
Before.
Okay.
Game 1 I killed him at 42 before the hit.
Oh wait, the latest you killed him was 78?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Game 2 I killed him on the last stock. I mean, I don't know about the whole. I don't know about the whole game, but like on the last stock of each game. Game 1 was 42. Game 2 was 59 or something, and game 3 was 78. But I think I started down on every one of the games. But I feel like as the game progressed, each game I'd get kind of a handle on like what what were the scary options and what I could like take, like what hits were fine for me to take. So I would end up like either evading a lot or just surviving even though I was getting hit, which is why I'd end up getting rage and then just killing him like super early. And I don't think I got edge guarded like a single time. If I like edge guarded to kill a single time. So I thought the recoveries were going good. I didn't get like what's it called, like hydro pump or water jet cheese. It almost happened on the last stock of the last game, but I don't know. I landed on stage and he missed the like down air or something like that. But I think it is partially the nature of the matchup where it's like, oh, you're kind of getting beat up for like the whole game, and then you have to make your openings count because, yeah, like you were saying, I think I must have gotten like 2 times per stop, and that was like enough. I also think I wasn't missing anything in terms of like when I got my hits, I think like that was all I needed. That worked out well. I do remember on game 3 when I was like down pretty big. I think I was down like a full stock. I was down that full stock because I started getting super impatient on the second stock because I couldn't kill him. But then I don't know. I feel like I kind of refocused pretty well, and that worked out. So I started playing very like bait-ish by like walking in, walking out, and then that's how I won the set with like a full hop, like just jump in, like the most like classic like Ken thing. Just jump in there, down tilt, sure you can at 78. So.
Without looking, how heavy do you guys in general think Greninja is? Like, what character do you think Greninja is as heavy as? And Teddy, you're banned from this conversation.
Well,
I want to say probably like a little heavier than Mewtwo.
Yeah, he's light. I should know I secondary the character. If that character dies at like 45 to Luigi up B, that's a problem. He's light.
Yeah, he's a little heavier than Mewtwo. He's like about as heavy as Isabelle.
Yeah.
That
Damn.
sounds
Crazy.
right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't surprised that when I landed the downer on the platform game one that he died. I know that people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, like that's crazy," but with the way he got hit, because I don't know if people know this, but the top hit of like Ken's Shoryuken is like even stronger than the rest of it, and the way he got hit popped him up to the top hit. I was like, yeah, that's probably dead.
Oh yeah,
And it was
the
like
chat, everyone was like, so he was at. I'm pretty sure he was at a number starting with 6 after, like, right before the hit of the Shoryu. And I literally in the chat before that interaction happened, I said Greninja's at kill percent. And I was just like joking around, and then you killed him instantly after I said that message, and everyone in the chat was like, "No way, dude! Like, there's actually no way."
Honestly, he played really well, and I think what he was going for on the platform there was like a dashback pivot grab or something, and I caught that like dashback, which is what caused him to die. But if not, he would have just been an advantage for like another 50%, you know? Like I always like playing him because I feel like our games are like pretty close. Like I think that was a close 3-0. If people say that all the time, but I feel like you could call it that. Um, but yeah, I do enjoy playing against him. So we'll see how the next one goes. He says he's not gonna lose, and that's fun.
Shoutouts to Ben Post. I will say, after the game one, I don't know if you could hear me up on the stage, but I screamed out like, "I've seen enough. We have to ban Ken."
I think I heard that.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay.
Hey, I'll sign the petition.
Okay, I'm saying.
I was getting PTSD.
Talk to us about your run afterward, beating Ruby D and Colt C6, and then losing to Riptide.
Honestly, before I want to talk about my set before my first two. Honestly, my round one was a Falco player who was actually like pretty solid. Like I don't know who he was. I forget the tag because it was like a really long like tag, but he was like solid. I mean, I still won in a 3-0, but it definitely felt like if he tweaked some things about his game, like it could have gone pretty different.
It
So I was like, oh,
known as Meth Harmon, now known as Herdarv Maon.
Yeah. I never played them before. I don't know what region they're from, but
they are from the
they're definitely
I believe.
okay.
I played him a couple times at Invincible.
Yeah, I actually thought he was like really solid. But I mean, I did get a handle on this set, so it was fine. But it wasn't like a free win or anything like that, you know. And then I played 9,000 Hippos. I think used to go by Nobody, and I was actually nervous for that set because they play Zelda and Peach, and I don't like playing against Zelda. And 2 years ago, I think they used to come to like some of the UW Madison Smash Fests. Yeah. And I think I was 0-2 on them from like back then. So I was like, this round two is like not super free. And I was like seated like pretty high, so I would have originally expected my round two to be like, pretty reasonably comfortable. But when I saw it was them, I was like, oh man. But I still won in a 3-1 because Ruby D was playing friendlies with me. Or I've honestly been playing friendlies with Ruby D like a lot over the last few tournaments I've been at. And she's been helping me with like the Zelda matchup a lot. So I won reasonably comfortably against Nobody. I think it's 3-1. Dropping like game 3.
Was it all Ken versus Zelda?
It was all Ken Zelda, yeah.
I mean, okay.
I wouldn't have minded Peach, but I think Zelda is probably the right move for them because I think Zelda is probably harder for me. I don't know. I don't play a lot of good Peaches.
Well, it's probably just hard for Ken to navigate Phantom.
Yeah, well, so the thing I learned about Phantom, mostly from just playing with Ruby D, is that if the Phantom is like fully charged, it does like the upward sweep, right? You know how it goes forward and sweeps upward. You can like full hop over that because the upward sweep's only at the end. So if you are in at the right distance, like maybe like a dash distance or like 2 dash distances away, and you just full hop in, there isn't really a whole lot they can do unless they like react quick enough and like I don't know, sometimes I'd hit the Phantom and then they'd hit me off me hitting the Phantom or something like that. I don't know if that's even intentional on their part or like if they can react that quick to do that. But yeah, I just realized like if I time it right, I can just full hop in and it's like 50% every time, right? So it's like 2 full hops and then they're dead. Um, but yeah, so that was nice. Anyway, after Worm, I played Ethan. I got 3-0'd. I think game 2 was really close. I definitely could have won that, but I I think game 3 was quite a wash. It's Steve Ken is like pretty hard. Like I mean, it's really hard. It's probably one of Ken's worst matchups because you don't have like a super safe way to break the blocks. I mean, you can tread blocks quickly, but you're still doing it with like your actual hit hurt box, right? So leaves you pretty open to getting, I don't know, like hit or comboed or whatever. Um, so I definitely do want to just work on the core for I don't really want to have to play Ken Steve anymore. So that's probably the game plan in the future. Even for the other set I lost, which was Riptide, Pac-Man. Pac-Man feels like you kind of play the same way as Ken. You kind of play the same way that you do against Steve against Pac-Man. So like I'd probably want to use Karn for that too, but that needs some work still. I think Riptide played it really well. I also got 3 out in that set. It definitely felt very doable, but and I was pretty gassed at that point because that must have been my 7th set of the day, and they were all best of 5s. My brain was fried. I had like a headache after bracket, but um, yeah, I started playing more like jump in nair bot. Like I feel like in all my previous sets when I was using my nairs, even if they looked the same, they were probably a lot more like calculated. But yeah. I lost to Ethan. I played Ruby D, and unfortunately, like the practice she gave me kind of bit her in the back. So yeah, she did play really well though. Like our games are always very like swingy. It's either I'm like dumpstering her or she's dumpstering me. So it I think I'm very grateful for the practice she gave me, but hopefully we'll both keep getting better as we both learn the Canon Zelda matchups better, so we get better practice. It went similar to the way the Nobody or 9,000 Hippo set went. So 3-1. My first 2 games were like pretty dominant, and then game 3 she like turned up, and game 4 was really close also. But I just barely managed to clutch it out. So she was definitely like adapting really well. It could have gone like completely different. Uh, Honestly, every set that I won, um, I feel like were people I could have lost to. So I was happy that I stayed like consistent in that sense. Like nothing, I don't think anything was like an easy win. And then my last one was Colt C6. I was reasonably confident going to this because I, for some reason, always get shield breaks on Jokers. Oh well, the reason is that Joker's like short and or not short, tall and like skinny. So the way that the roundhouse kick works, it always hits the shield instead of hitting the like instead of shield poking. So I was like able to pressure his shield a lot, and Joker doesn't really have like the shield out of shield to like really contest that well. I did get a shield break at some point. I think killed him at like 50 or something. Um, and I think I was calling out his like side Bs really what's it called AHA pretty well, and that's like a jump in there, so like a good 50% again, right? Um, yeah, I it was pretty back and forth because I think I won games 1, 3, and 5. Game 4, he made like a pretty crazy comeback. Because I was up 3 stocks, then I lost that because at the end I think I got it was like a really weird trade with like the fair and the Tatsu that kind of sent me downwards for some reason, and then I just like died. But game 5 ended with a 3 stock, so that was nice. I was pretty happy with that set. It was a solid win. I never played him before, but I think I'm reasonably comfortable against Joker, because you see a lot of them like online, and I'd play like what's named not sarcastic 69 and like and play Case in a bunch back when he did come to events. So yeah,
Upset
and then I
factor
lost the
3,
Riptide.
by the way. Upset factor 3.
Oh really?
They were saying
Nice.
on comms that he only ever goes to Timbers, and he didn't even know this was a tournament until a few days ago when Gray made him sign up.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Does he not know of like any of those tournaments? Like, is he not in the Discords
Oh,
anymore?
I have no idea. I mean, he
Okay.
probably, from what I mean, I only ever see him at Timbers, so he probably just goes to his local and then, checks out.
Well, it don't matter because our homegrown kit and his Ken got the job done. Upset factor 3, seed 6 against seed 14. Seed 14 takes the win, and we take those dubs every day of the week.
Yeah, I felt pretty confident going into it. Not to say I was like, oh, I'm for sure winning it, but I was like, I could definitely like put up a strong like showing. Yeah.
But yeah, good run, man. I ended up at 9th, which is very, very impressive, tying with Fatalis, Ficient, and Babunga.
Yeah, I really wanted the top 8, but I'll take the run. It was good.
Teddy, you want to take it away with your
yeah, I will. I'll go in because there's the me and Ankit both lost to Riptide. I'll give shout outs to that guy because I think that well, we'll get to my set with him when we get out of the pools. My round 1, I think that I had probably the most eventful pools of all. No, I'm not sure really how Ubergronk's sets went in pools, but my round 1 was Yabo, which I was seeded to do pretty well into. I was looking forward to playing his Falco because I play a lot with Waffle Mage. I have so much practice in that matchup. I think my punish game on Falco is really, really strong. And he sat down, he locks in Kirby. And so I was like, oh boy, okay, this is going to be a little annoying because the last Kirby I played, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name now. Oh my god, I feel so bad.
Was it Curb Stomp?
Never remembers any names.
Curb Stomp. Thank you so much, Connor. Yeah, Curb Stomp. She kind of freed me up. It was a 2-1, but she kind of she was kind of doing she was kind of stunning on me in a lot of the stuff. So I immediately sat down. I was like, fear. This is not gonna be as clean as I was hoping for. He played really, really, really well. So it was 3-1. Game 1, every single game I believe was last stock except for the game that he won where he 2-stocked me. He got an early lead. I think I took the first stock in all the games that I won, but the game he took the first stock, he did what he has to do, what you should do in the Curry matchup, which is the J-Jaw sit at ledge and inhale cheese. He got it twice. Both times I was like, I'm gonna mash out and I'm gonna footstool him. He would, I don't know if he was reacting to it or he just knew the setup, but he got the footstool on me both times, and it was just like yeah, low percent 2-stock, easy dub for him. So I was super duper impressed by his play. I think the reason, like the stuff that I kind of took away from was fair out of shield was really, really hard for Roy to deal with. I had a lot of trouble to it. So what I would do is I would tomahawk F smash, tomahawk jab, that kind of things. F smash I think worked particularly well because fair has a little bit of startup, and it's a huge anti-air. So whenever I would land and do an aerial, he would fair out of shield and then pull back. So I can't get grab, I can't get up B. I have to play the mix up afterwards. And he can dash back F tilt to cover my jump in tomahawk grab. He can dash back, down tilt to kind of low profile any aerial. So I really was struggling with when we're both next to each other, and I need to get next to you if I'm playing Roy.
Pause.
But okay, sure. So yeah, I was very, very, very impressed by his play. I thought it was going to be a lot more. Yeah, that wasn't that close. But yeah, no, I was really impressed with play. Huge shout outs to Yabo. I know he was also posting on Twitter. He's like, I gotta do well at King Me. And I thought he popped off in our set because I was expecting it to be a lot less difficult. And I guess maybe if it was Falco, it would have been more comfortable for me. But I was really, really impressed. After that, I think
it would be a lot less difficult. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, it's true. I used my round 1. I was like, this shouldn't be that bad. But then, he made me sweat for it, and he just killed me at 0 repeatedly. I was like, okay, yeah, this is like playing against Ankit. This is like playing against the PR. Like they're fucking me up.
Shout out Yabo.
So shout out to Yabo. Yeah, round 2. Mr. Doctor Ratio. I love saying this. The player formerly known as Mystic. I love pulling that line. Byleth Roy. So
how is that matchup?
I think it should be a +2. I think Roy should absolutely farm, and I think that I demonstrated that in the games I won. But I'm kind of scared of Byleth. So the last Byleth I played was Thorn at a West Town Brawl, and she beat me. Or no, she took a game. It was game 1 Byleth, I won. Game 2 Byleth, she won. Game 3 she switched to ZSS, and I won that because I think that Roy's ZSS is probably Roy's best matchup. But I am kind of I struggle to parry Byleth. I think that Mystic or Dr. Ratio in particular did a really, really good job of mixing up fastball fair and no fastball fair. Because that like Nair is kind of fake against Roy, and I think that was a big thing that allowed me to take the games and build leads. Was that he would do
Why
like
is it fake?
Because he does like no matter the time. A big thing about Byleth Nair is that it isn't safe, but you can mix up the timing. The thing is, his landing hitbox, which he has just like Mithra, is -10 on shield. So I can just like really all I got to do is just wait to see him start moving down towards the ground, and then I just mash up B, and I always get a true punish on that. That's how I do well against like, a lot of the Pithras in the state, is that they like land on me with Nair, and I'm like, you don't get to do that. You're going to take 25 or 21% or whatever from Roy up B. So I was getting that a lot, and I think that was so he started to switch up and play more to play further back, and I was struggling to do, because whenever people start doing landing aerials on me, I'm like, I'm going to parry, I'm going to run up grab, I'm going to parry, I'm going to run up forward air. Yeah, there it is. That's the spinny one.
It's okay. I'll put it on screen. I'll make it look better.
He really adapted, and I think that was difficult for me. He also got really good confirms. I remember the game he went up 2-1 in game 3 when he won. I was mixing up my DI a lot. I think that I started to get a handle on what he would try to do out of up B later in the set, because I think game 5, like he didn't get any confirms off of me off of up B, but game 3 in particular, he got up B out of the air off like a double jump out of the corner into up air, which is total DI mix up. I was expecting side B or back air, because side B will sometimes kill off the top that high up, and back air just sends me back off stage without a jump, right? And that's checkmate.
I did see him catching air jumps a lot.
Yeah. So the up B, particularly if you jump up Bs, I'm so high up, it's like really scary for me. So he cleaned me up with like a 40% with that, and I was like, oh my god, this is I could lose this, like really, I don't feel confident that I'm gonna win this anymore. Game 4 I think was last stock last hit, and then game 5. I think he felt the pressure of being like, oh, now my opponent has the momentum. And I also started to try to like really hard punish his rolls in, because he would neutral get up. His neutral get up patterns were really good against me. I have a very strict flow chart where I run up shield, and then I'll do something out of the like I will just react to punish a ledge option. And I kept getting up air on the ledge jumps in game 4. So game 5 he would do neutral get up, and then he would roll in. And I started to really hard punish that. I got an F smash on the first stock. I got like a jab side B on the second stop, and then I tried to win the set with a charged F smash, but he rolled through me, and then it became, I think, a 2 stock for game 5. But yeah, so I do still got a shout out for Dr. Ratio. Really close set. Really fun set. I could feel the adaptation, which is also something you don't like. I expected that from Dr. Ratio, but given that his performances at PO Pummels and stuff, I know that he's a really good player. So GG's to that. That was a really good set, and I think that he definitely could have won if he just like got a few more of the dare spikes to the stage and that kind of stuff. And then I played Riptide, and Riptide, I was not confident at this. So I don't know if people got the tweet I made where I was sending a kind of a pre-John being like, I'm scheduled for observations on Saturdays or on Friday night. So if I crash out at King Me, blame it on Wisconsin taxpayers. Observing in astronomy terms means I have to stay up all night and run a telescope to actually take data for my like thesis and stuff. So I just got no sleep the night before, and once I sat down with Yabo, I was like, this is gonna be a rough one, boys. This is gonna be like the goal is not to like surpass Cross Slasher. The goal is to make it out of pools. So when I sat down to Riptide, I was really not confident that I was going to win that set. And he started with Pac-Man, and it wasn't. I mean, maybe he was nervous, given that I know he really wanted the run back, given how close our set was at Cross Slasher at last Halloween. But the Pac-Man wasn't. I feel like it was like a high percent 2 stock. Like it wasn't. I just felt really comfortable. And he switched to Joker, and that was close every game, but he really held the momentum. He was always taking the first stock. I would be able to like keep it competitive, but there was some, especially game 3, he got a dare through the stage with Arsene on my up B after exhausting my double jump, because I tried to, he ran off, double jump back, I jumped so that he couldn't like run off counter, run off forward air or whatever, like jump parallel and like just straight up and down away from the stage. And then I waited for the last second upbeat, and he just spiked me through the stage, and I was like, all right, yeah, you're hitting your stuff. This is like, I'm gonna have to like really pull out some crazy like down till F smash stuff. His techs were good. I think the reason he won the set was he would he was playing very defensive, very hard to catch, which is what you need to do against Roy, especially with a character as mobile as Joker. And what I would do is I would like full hop in the situation after it, he would always beat me. He would dash back and I would either like landing rising nair and Joker's dash is low profile enough that the nair won't connect. Or I would like landing shield, he would grab me, I would landing spot dodge, try to like hit grab, he would dash attack me. He was always winning when I would get next to him. And I think that's how he was able to keep the lead and, you get outplayed sometimes. So GG's to Riptide. I know after he won, he told me, he's like, that's all I wanted. I just needed the run back. And I was like, I get it. I will say, I think I will. Sorry.
Was the cross slasher set all Pac-Man?
No, cross slasher set was started Joker. He won. He switched to Joker. Game 2 Joker, I won. Then he switched to Pac-Man and I won game 3. Although I will say he started like the Pac-Man game was extremely he got like a extremely early F smash on neutral getup and just had like held the lead the entire time it was a comeback against the Pac-Man. So I make starting Pac-Man in this set made a lot of sense to me and I understand why he did it. But I do think that Roy Pac-Man
his Agnes set was wild at this tournament. I don't know.
I saw a little bit of it and I was like very, very, very impressed by how he was able to make that look. Yeah, it was like Pac-Man versus Sephiroth. Like Sephiroth has the range that he doesn't really got to worry about like Hydrant or like dash back or projectile or whatever. He can just back air that and deal with it. It's so I was very, very impressed that he put up a good showing in that match as well. He kind of cooked at this bracket. So shout outs to him. GG's only. I was I saw his post and I was like, it was a good set. But yeah, I think that he really popped off this bracket, making top 8 as I think he was a top 17 or maybe top 13 seed.
He was 13th seed. He was just
13th seed. Okay, yeah, 13th seed. So yeah, he really did made some moves and did a lot of good work, and it's good to see the people you lose to make it for far in bracket. So shout out to Riptide. I really love our sets. I'll try to get you in the run back. I don't know when that will be. Maybe at like a dark matter sometime, but I had a lot of fun. In our set. After that, I had to play Lazy, the Isabel player, to make it out of pools, and I was convinced it was going to be a 3-0. I was like, this guy, I'm not playing my hottest right now. I'm on like an hour of sleep in the last 38 hours. The Johns were just flowing through my head. I was like, and I won game 1, I think, and then he won the next 2 games. And I remember after game 3, just like putting my heads in my hand, dude. I was like, I was getting I was treating. I posted this on his like summary tweet after the bracket. I was like, you made me fear Isabel Lloyd Rocket the way that I treat like Steve Three-Wall. Like
you texted the group.
You texted us
down bad.
Yeah, I was so down bad, dude.
Right now.
Yeah, I was so down bad, dude. I was like, I'm just getting farmed, bro. It's like not even hard for him, bro. So I did what I truly almost like. I hate to do this, but I pulled the wizard. I pulled shout out to the goat. I was like, I need to use the restroom, and so I ran to the bathroom. I have been sucking down water the whole day. It was not the Proto Banam Mr. Freeze moment. It was not a Iceman enters the building. I did have to use the restroom, but I think that was like I was just like I need to untilt a little bit as well. So I ran to the bathroom. It was not the I definitely I'm a run it back guy. I want my opponent to stay hot. I want my opponent to stay in this. I want them to play their best. And he did. Low key, shout out to Lazy. Really kept it extremely competitive. I think game 5 was the only one that was like a runaway success for me. But every other game he was either like clipping me or it was last stock last hit. I was winning in last stock last hits situations. But so yeah, I've never played an Isabel that good in my life, right? Like I've played some like friends who play Isabel like not seriously, and then I think I've ran into a tournament Isabel once, and they were fine. But what Lazy particularly was doing, I noticed, was he would throw it fishing rod, and usually that's a free jump and fair, and I'm gonna get like 60. I'm gonna get a crazy setup, or I'm gonna get nair 1 jab F smash or jab back air or whatever. He would wait. I don't think it was a reaction because I don't think you can react fast enough on Roy jump in, but I think he was just reading my timing out of shield. So I would shield, and then I would jump in, and then he would just pull me out of the air with the fishing rod. And when I saw him the first time he did that, I was like, okay, yeah, You got it. You got it. You're hitting you. All right. I see you. So that really impressed me, and it put me on like just like fight for my life mode. So huge shout outs. Game 5, I barely clutched it out. But it was really fun set, and I think that he adapted a lot. I think the one thing that I feel like he didn't push hard enough was on edge guards. I know with Isabel, you can set up Lloyd at ledge. You can do the fishing rod to catch me out of my up B if you time the pullback right. But I think with Isabel, you can just run off Nair, and I'm just going to be dead if you catch my jump. And I don't think he exploited that as much as that like he could have, given that he knows how to do the run off edge guards, and I think that he's confident in that. But I think that he wanted to play it a little more safe. But I feel like against Roy, like you're Isabel, man, you're going to die to like I did the same. Honestly, I learned it from the legendary Lord English. There was a period where he was doing Roy, and I was playing Joker, and he would just tomahawk F smash my like grab attempts, and I did unfortunately have to use the forbidden Martin cheese to secure the game 5 advantage, stock 1. So thanks, shout outs to our resident melee Jigglypuff, I guess. After that, I played PacSmash. I was happy. I was telling everyone who would listen. Honestly, poor Eric, though, I think he heard me go through the whole spiel, the song and dance twice in a row, where I was like, I just want to make it out of pools, bro. I'm going to be so happy if I make it out of pools. Doubles was fun with him, by the way. I won't go into it in a ton of detail because it was low key. He just kind of carried me. Especially there was one set that I felt like I did very well and I held my own, was Inferno, Flare, and Jeff. Shoutouts to both of those players. They were extremely good. But I feel like I was able to like put in as much work as Eric. But the one set that I just like could not believe it was versus Galleon and Smile, where Smile I was extremely, or colon close parentheses, was really hitting me with like runoff fair on my up B, and Bowser Fair has enough knockback that it sends me where I can't recover. He was mixing me with like Tomahawk side B, or if I would spot dodge, he would do like the B reverse flare breath, and I was like, okay. I gotta be, and I know he recently beat PacSmash. I don't know if it was for the first time, but in a major upset at I think a save room or something. So I was really impressed with him. We lost game 1. We pulled together for game 2, and then game 3. It was all of us were at last stock, high percent. I died first out of the 4 players, and I think Galleon was at 150, no rage drive, and Smile was at 110 or something. And it was Eric though versus the world, and I was just like, he was just moving so smoothly. It was just impossible to grab him or get a handle on him. I was just like, okay, yeah, that was the goat. I'm carried. Yeah, I was like, that's the goat. That's big bro. That's my PR, my big brother in this doubles thing. And like, I was like, yeah, we don't win this if it's not for the fact that you are just better than me, and also I guess a lot of the other players in the bracket. So shout outs to Eric though. I had a ton of fun. When I messaged him for that, I was like, brother, we're not trying to make payout. We're not trying to make top 8. I am legendary. Ryan can tell you. I kept telling him. Ryan will tell you how many sets we've lost to him, to just me just forward smashing him, just like literally out of nowhere. And then we just drop the game, and then suddenly we're down 1-0, and then it goes game 3 and we lose. So I am a legendarily bad doubles player, but we got 5th in that, which was a lot of fun. So I had a really good time, and I think that that was a good experience. But yeah, my yeah, go ahead.
This is gonna be a totally different topic.
Okay,
well, before we switch, Ubergronk.
Wait, let me wrap up my run really quick. Sorry, I lost a PacSmash. It was 3-0. I killed myself every game. I don't think we haven't in recent memory had a game. Okay, I think that even though I killed myself every game, it was still last stock every set, and I think he played exceptional. But the last time I played him was a West Town Brawl, 2-1. I won. He just he would SD pretty much every game. Now he's 3-0, his favorite. I SD'd every game. I hope we get a clean set soon, Gavin. I think this was really good, and I think this is a very exciting set, but I know that I want to see a game 5 between us. I love that guy. I'm so impressed by his run. He popped off.
He had a really good run.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say is he, I mean, and you mentioned he lost in pools, and then he had a crazy loser.
Lost efficient, then he beat on the top 8.
And then he beat Eric Yon, Teddy, Projectile Dysfunction, EXO, and Fatalis for top 8. And you had mentioned him losing that Smile set his round 1 at Save Room, I think it was. And then he beat like Ruby D and D Money and someone else.
Yeah.
And he was like, he just might be a loser's run player.
Yeah. He was. It was really really great to get the chance to play him again, and he popped the fuck off. And it was good to see him in gameplay. Yeah,
And then
always fun.
he beat Riptide in top 8 too. So his losers
Yeah.
run was Eric Yon, Teddy, Projectile Dysfunction, EXO, Fatalis, and then Riptide. Like that's a good
It's a
losers run.
solid run.
That is an
Yeah, it's a really good run.
extremely impressive run. Highest
Best of
playing,
5 too.
yeah, highest playing collegiate Smash player, I think. I guess maybe I don't know if he's graduated yet from UWW, but I think he's still no, he's still in the PR, right? He's still in the PR. It's him, Galleon,
Yeah.
Lazy, and Indeedy or Indeeded. I'm not
Quag.
really sure.
Yeah.
A few other yeah, Quag. So shout outs to PacSmash. Loved our set. Would love to can't wait to play him again. It was a lot of fun. That was my run.
Speaking of people that played Projectile Dysfunction.
Oh, buddy.
The snake, dude. The snake.
Okay. So in light of Ankit and Teddy having absolutely fantastic runs at King Me, I went 1 and 2. I had to play against Yokon round 1, who is a really good Ganon player from, I believe, Milwaukee. And that went game 5. I was just like, every single game that like I won, like I just cheesed him better. That's all that happened. Like in neutral, he was constantly like, no matter how long I waited to just run up and short hop fair, he was just always ready and reacting to it. And he would just run off and up air me off stage, and I would die at 50.
I feel like Ganon probably edgeguards Luigi like surprisingly well, right?
I mean, he's got like a lot of really good lingering hitboxes that catch out my double jump. So what I honestly don't remember if I actually implemented it or not, but I wanted to just like go as low as I could without burning my double jump and try and like ride the stage all the way up to the ledge. Because then I'm only getting hit by like Titman up there and not like Sweet Spot. And I can live that. I'm fine with that, but otherwise, like, I think game 5, like, it was I got a really stupid string. It was, I don't actually know what the combo routes are on Ganon, believe it or not. I don't play that character every single day of the week. I only play them once like a year. But I had to confirm into like my cheesy full hop down air up B confirm. And he just looked at me like, no way, this character's busted.
And you avoided a reverse 3-0, right?
No. Well, was it? I think it was actually. That might have been I might have avoided reverse reverse 3-0.
That's what it is in the Star GGs. You took first 2 and then game 5.
Cool. I honestly could not remember. Like after redemption that night, I was absolutely.
Oh, and for context, by the way, Yokon seeded in like the 80s, right? He went on to beat Inferno Flare, who was seeded like in the 20s.
Inferno Flare was 26, yeah.
So really impressive run by Yokon, and that makes it even more impressive that you beat him.
Yeah, he won game 5 with Galaxies, looks like.
Yeah, he won 3 straight sets and losers.
Yeah, he did really, really well. But after that, After that, I had to play against Projectile Dysfunction. And I have had a snake problem for the past like 2 years. I'm like 0-11 on Ana at this point. I think I've maybe taken 2 games in total. And one of them was with Lucario. And then I'm like 1-6 on Untitled, and the one was because he played DDD one time and SD'd at 0. Like, I don't know how to play against that character. I have been trying so hard to figure it out. I have tried multiple different characters. I've looked at a ton of guides. I've played a bunch of games offline. But I just, like, I don't know what it is. I just have always struggled against that character. Maybe I'm just not coded to think hard at all. That might just be a Luigi player brain thing, but I don't get it. Every time, like, I'll play Luigi, like, I'll get zoned out and camp the entire time. And I can't like just Z catch grenades and throw them back, because if I mistime them, I just get Zaire and then I explode. So I'll try to A catch them, and I'll be too early again, and I'll just hit the grenade, and it'll just be above me now.
Do you can he grenade out of a lot of stuff too?
Oh yeah. He can grenade out of everything. It's not like most of Luigi's stuff is true, but when you get into the point where like you're going for strings, it can be really difficult. And he can also do if he pulls grenade and det C4 on himself, he's at like 21%. Which isn't necessarily like, that's still combo food for Luigi, but it changes all of my combos from being a game of cat and mouse where I'm trying to follow SDI to being a DI 50-50, right? You're either holding in or holding out. So now I'm trying to read DI that I already am not super comfortable reading because I'm barely getting my grabs in anyways. So then I'll try playing Greninja. And that matchup is even more high maintenance. Because there are a lot of things like, I think optimally, if you play Greninja to the best of your ability and you know absolutely everything that there is to know about Snake, that matchup is even. If you are that high caliber of a player.
These are famously both extremely bad matchups. Like, Greninja Snake is like notoriously extremely bad for Greninja, and Luigi Snake is also like, how do you approach against Snake that's on the platform, pulling grenade, and then like double jump C4ing, right? Like,
that's the thing. I don't think
this may not be a you problem. Is what I'm trying to say.
I'll start playing Mega Man in bracket. That's my answer.
Mega Man, Palu, Game and Watch, even.
I don't want to become. I don't want to become Wisconsin's like 11th Game and Watch secondary. I can't do it.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But no, going back to that, I don't think Greninja Snake is that bad. Like, if you can actually process everything, like he has a lot of really, really good things. Like Greninja straight up low profiles Snake's grenade throw, every single one of them. So if he pulls a grenade, you can just run up and just hit him for it. But sometimes it's still worth it to go for like, you know, Z catch and, you know, throw it back and go for combos off of grenades, because you can do like grenade throw into drag down up air. And Substitute also puts in a ton of work in that matchup too, because any single, like whenever Snake is setting up anything, you can just press down B and the setup goes away. But you also have to be on top of the timing, and that's definitely just a skill issue on my end. Like, I keep trying to count out 2.5 seconds for the grenade explosions, and I'm always half a second too early, so I always explode every single time I use Substitute.
It's not just you, bro. I think Verminator is 0-6 against Untitled and 0-4 against Black Tiger. It seems like a tough matchup.
It's hard. It's doable. You just like I said, you have to be super aware of everything at all times. And disadvantage is also losers, really bad.
Yeah. Losers, you played against a variety of characters, right? Against Verde?
Verde played Palu against me in the first 2 games, or first 3 games. And I do know my strengths against Palu. I have a lot of really fun combos on that character. But when he switched to Ness, that's when things started getting a little shaky for me.
After a win, by the way. Like, he won a game and then switched to Ness.
Yeah. I had a lot of trouble dealing with PK Fire from platforms. Like once game 5 rolled around, like I was like, okay, he's gonna go for it in like when he gets to this position. But then I couldn't get anything off of that, right? The only way I was actually gonna be able to punish that would be like if I parried it and then just run up an up air. But at low percents, up air doesn't true combo into a whole lot, especially not off of a platform. But then in game 5, I was up almost a full stock, I think. He was at like I think he was at like 140 and I was at like 50 or 60 something, right? So like it was very close to last stock for him. He up-B'd towards, like, he was under the stage and he up-B'd up to the left past the ledge. And I wasn't expecting him to do that. I was expecting him to just go straight to ledge, and I was going to try to 2-frame him with down smash for the stock. But he went past it and we traded. It didn't, I killed him for it, but it didn't, the up-B didn't outright kill me, but I was so far off stage and I hadn't fully understood what had happened, so I buffered side B. And whenever you side B with Luigi, it maintains whatever momentum you had before when you use the move. So like if I do double jump side B, you'll see me go for that like a lot. Like it boosts my jump height. But since I was already going horizontally after I buffered side B, I just side B'd straight into the blast zone. And then after that, like I just like could not keep up mentally. I think I just like rolled face first into his back air from ledge, and that was my entire tournament run, just right then and there.
Oh, that's tough.
It
happens
though.
Isn't that crazy that like you can like have this tournament? It's like all non-PR players, and it's like there's so much expectation. Oh, I can actually like make it out of pools, or I can like make a big run, and then like you can get a better result at like West Town Brawl than you got here.
No, I feel like, especially like, because I know I've beaten Kit. I think Kit and I trade sets like all the time, right? And Teddy, even though like we both play terribly in our sets, like it's still relatively close from game to game.
Yeah, always last stock, last hit. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it really makes me sad that like I see you two go on to like this crazy run to get like 25th and 9th, I think. And then it
definitely happens.
I just can't even outplace my seed. I was seeded like 47th, which is, I guess that makes sense.
I think clutch up last year, I went 1 and 2, so like, I feel like it definitely happens to people at some point,
Yeah, this guy lost to a Morgos at the last Dark Matter, so I mean. Shout out to Morgos.
I just lost to Morgos in Redemption.
How's that a bad thing?
Crazy.
What? Teddy's just calling shot. He said, "Oh, I expected to have a lot less trouble against Yabo. Oh, this guy lost to Morgos."
Dude, no, I also lost to
Morgos is my go.
I don't even think that's a bad loss.
No, he lost round 1 because he lost like round 1 of losers, I think, because of that. So no shade on Morgos. That guy is my go. Also made I think 1 set away from making out of pools. Incredible run from him. A lot of the UW club people I'm not going to mention here, but Waffle Mage
went crazy.
Well, Julian, Master 42. I think Phantom Tax beat Parallax with like a top 8
huge upset. He lost game 5 round 1 and then made that run to top 32, so huge performance.
Waffle Mage beat Minty and MJMD.
Really important.
UW Madison Pride. I want to shout out as well Jujuman24. He had a double Sephiroth bracket, and he notoriously hates Sephiroth because my Sephiroth's nasty, so he had to deal with that all the time.
My man, I also hate that character.
And he went game 5 against Minty, and clutched that out, and then had to play Agnes right away, which are 2 very different Sephiroth play styles too. Mm-hmm. And so he was just in a torture chamber of Sephiroth, and then he was obviously not feeling it after the loss, and then he had to play Shimp, who had just come off a crazy reverse 3-0 on Untitled. New Snake, which is kind of unwinnable, I can't lie.
I wouldn't say it's unwinnable, but it's really hard.
Really hard, yeah. And then Jujuman cleaned it up 3-0 and then made top 32. Huge shout out to him and to everyone else who made crazy runs, like Waffle Mage we mentioned, Phantom Tax with that really great run. Just a Bagel had a great run.
Also,
I was watching Box Peach. Box Peach, by the way. I love to see players incorporating that new technology, the new controller stuff. We don't got nerfs. We don't got nerfs. We don't got box nerfs here in Ultimate. So
yeah, I agree with that. Ryan, like he was just going. It was so back and forth.
Yeah. I think Popcorn, like I think it's a Lacrosse Rob or something. One of those
Yeah,
areas beat Nuh and Soul to make top 32, and beat Pob actually in a game 5 in round 1. So like solid wins.
Super impressive. D Wizard won. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but beat Michael Bay, which huge upset, and then almost reversed 3-0 to Ethan, who ended up getting like 4th or 5th or something.
Third, I think.
Third.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super impressive from D Wizard. And man, we can just go on forever. Efficient, who beat PacSmash, and Dandori, another great
And
player.
Colt C6.
And Colt C6, which is another huge upset.
Mhm.
And then that's what caused PacSmash to go on that crazy run after.
Yeah.
Man, I could just go
It's
on and
also
on and
what
on.
threw Colt into my path, actually.
Yeah, because you were originally seeded to play Efficient, right?
I think originally it should have been PacSmash there, and then Efficient upset PacSmash, and then upset Colt C6. So,
Yeah, definitely. It's like
yeah.
and that can just throw your whole bracket aside. Like I think Riptide upset Sophist, and then Sophist is something in losers bracket, and everyone's like Quag had to play Sophist in losers round 2 of top 32.
Yeah.
And almost beat him. Quag almost won, and then sadly, like that's just how the bracket went. And then Sophist won on that run, and got to top 8. So yeah, huge run
I
from
think
Quag.
like the cool thing about like a tournament like this where there's everyone is like the skill level is like pretty tight, right? Like everyone from like one seed to the next is not that big of a skill difference, and you get to see a lot of these like random upsets, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when we're talking about Ubergronk's pools, where it's just like literally one input, one situation is the difference between going like 1-2, even 0-2 for I know Servetch and some of the other UW Madison players didn't have. I know VisQ, I think maybe I think was his tag. I think that he they didn't have as great performances, but they were just like one set away, one game away, one interaction away from like going 0-2, going 1-2, and just making it out of pools because of like bracket luck or characters that you run into. It's huge how like swingy things are at the Arcadian level.
The interesting aspect of the Arcadian level, and I know one of the things you're maybe going to talk about was if there should be more Arcadians, but I don't think there should be more Arcadians. I think, well, first off, just there being only one a year makes everyone go to it, so you get everyone from all over the state.
It makes it feel like a bigger thing.
And also, it's just, at the end of the day, a Smash tournament is a bunch of people. You just have people in a room playing Smash Brothers, It is hard to differentiate tournament to tournament and make your event unique, right? Because, at the end of the day, you're going into a room, you have switches, you have monitors, and you play Smash Brothers. And that's all you can really do. So ways to make the events distinct is what makes them more unique. So I don't think there need to be more tournament. What is it called?
Arcadians.
Yes, Arcadians, I don't think there need to be more Arcadians. I think there needs to be more unique tournaments. Like that's when you have. Shout out to my own events. Invincible has the waterfall format. Again, it's people in a room playing Smash Brothers, but because of how the bracket is, your experience is different. Or the grind, which I thought was a cool experiment.
I like the grind a lot. Yeah,
it was like a 50-person ladder, and that's all it was. It was just a ladder. Like that is, at the end of the day, people in a room playing Smash Brothers, but because of how it's set up and how the tournament has come together, you get a different experience out of it.
So now you think it's cool and that it should count. All right, I see. I'm glad you come full circle on that.
He does not forget. He does not forget. This was a topic for the UW Madison PR a while ago because Madison had some big wins at the grind. And anyway,
I think I went like 8-1 in ladder, and then it didn't count.
Anyway, I cannot believe that it just frame one has the recall for it. Yeah, I would love, honestly, one of the things that makes me, the one thing I really, really don't like about UW Madison Smash is that Atwood, the big Melee local, and Westtown Brawl at the exact same night. Because I really think it would be cool to just go over. I played Marth for like 2 months before Ultimate came out, went to a few locals, 102, had a lot of fun. Got like 3 Ken combos in my entire career. But you know, it was a really great tournament. I would love to go over and Popville for the Melee guys. Just get to.
Atwood is sick because I mean, the whole vibe is different. You get a drink with your entry fee.
Yeah,
like it's a very laid back, and this is just from my experience with stream. But it looks fun. Like the commentators having fun. Everybody's chilling out. Martin has a couple drinks and still wins somehow.
I hate that guy.
You guys want to go? I think the Valentine's one is on.
I was seeing that, and I was like, I'm tempted. I know EXO is going to West Town Brawl, and I kind of want to go to West Town Brawl this upcoming Monday. But maybe if I'm still burnt out. Oh wait, hold on. I'm observing on Mondays again. I got to do another all-nighter, so I might not be able to make any Smash tournaments.
Ubergronk, when is Double Dunk coming back, bro?
This week actually is I believe the 19th iteration of the tournament. I keep bringing it up at tournaments, and everyone says, "Oh, I'd love to go," and then we end up with like 4 or 5 people there.
Who can give me on the pod right now? I could be there. It's Thursday, right?
Yeah, this Thursday.
I can be there. Well, I might have to miss the Smash Club ladder for that. Fuck.
I know it's so hard to schedule things like this. Just
it
because
really is.
There's so much going on in Madison. Like originally we were running it on Fridays, but then with my work schedule that I have now, I work as a lab assistant over at the MATC Esports Lab. Basically, I open doors for people. That's it.
Yeah.
Fire.
But with that out of the way, like I still I have to get home at a decent time so that I can actually get all of my schoolwork done by the end of the weekend. So like it was just easier for me to just move everything over to Thursdays. And when I had brought it up at one of the tournaments, everyone who was actively attending Double Dunk at the time, before we were even running Rivals 2, had said, "Yeah, I can totally make Thursdays work." But then, like, once Rivals 2 came around, I met some of the guys in the P+ and in the Melee scene, who were both like, it might be really hard for us to make this because of the UW Smash Fest that happens on Thursdays. And I'm like, oh no, now what am I gonna do?
Make it Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday doesn't work for me though, because I have to be home here on the farm. Because my mom has started up her own business with wool pellets for gardens. So now someone
this dude has so much lore, by the way. This is crazy.
Yeah, no. Connor's life, Connor's personal life, the Ubergronk personal lore. You know,
you don't even want me there because my Forsburn is so nasty. Like no one's gonna want to come back to the tournament.
I want to see your Forsburn at my local.
You do not want to see my Arcane at your local.
Speaking of rivals, Kaysen is at B2L today.
Oh, he's unretired?
As of this recording.
Yeah.
Today.
Wow. And he went game 5 with Chabi and almost lost and then switched to Pokemon trainer?
Shaking my head. Chabi the goat. The goat. UW Madison.
My God.
Goat.
And he won with Pac-Man. I don't understand what that character data says. To be honest, I'm not gonna disturb my peace right now.
Chabi played 3 characters, and Kaysen played 4 different characters in a 5-game set.
Chabi played 4.
Dude, that reminds
me. Yeah, Chabi played
Falcon, Kazuya, and Pikachu.
Yeah. Dude, that reminds me.
Dude, B2L the day after King Me is kind of nasty. I can't lie.
Oh, that is kind of nasty, actually. Unfortunately, I can't make it to any of those.
Yeah,
there are people there at least. It's running. Go support locals for those watching. And Double Dunk, come to Double Dunk this Thursday.
It'll be awesome.
Even if you don't play Rivals 2, pull up.
Yeah, you don't play Rivals 2. It's a good game. You'll like it. I promise. Or you'll complain about Claren. It's always a 50-50 coin flip.
I was hating on the game when Ryan was forcing me to play as if I was when your parents have you go to their friend's house and you have to make friends with their kids and it's super awkward.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you like Star Wars? Because I like Star Wars. That's what I felt when Ryan was making me sit down on that stupid game. I was playing Loxodon, the big elephant with the big axe. I was just charging F smash at him, and I was like, I'm gonna make you hate this game. And then sadly the opposite effect happened, and now I like it. So yeah, I play the nice weasel guy who puts smoke in the air, and then I'm really bad, but I'm also really good.
I played like an hour plus against this random Rano on casuals last night, and he made me question my existence. I was like, I didn't even know that people were this good at this game. I lost every single game. Probably got 3 stocked half the time. It was crazy.
Oh, maybe it's because he doesn't needle cam the whole game, and he doesn't do the same thing every 5 seconds.
I was actually, speaking of Rivals 2, I was digging through one of my hard drives, and I found some old footage of me and Envy and a couple of my other close friends playing Rivals 2 during the beta back in like May of last year. And it's crazy how much that game has changed now. Like, that was back when Crag could do neutral cargo throw into down cargo throw, and that was just a kill confirm. Or like, it was also before we had like Orcane and Forsburn and Edalus. Like, Rano was the only water character that we had in that game, and I did not see that character very frequently.
I love everyone that made that game. Love you, Dan. I do have a leaked Genesis build on my computer that I was playing before the game came out. And I went back and played it the other day just to see how much it had changed since like last Genesis, and it's crazy. That game is so different.
I played that allegedly. I played that alleged build that you allegedly have. Yeah, and it was not fun. It was not fun, and I was like, this game sucks. So they really cleaned it up.
I will say, out of every game that's going to be coming up at the Valentine's Day Genesis X2, I'm most excited for the Rivals top 8. I'm most excited for Rivals 2.
Take his 2 seed. What are they doing?
I'm really, really excited to watch that top 8.
I'm sad that Cody and Spargo aren't entering, but I get that they want to focus on their main game.
It makes sense. Yeah, it's the Super Bowl for them.
Yeah.
Mango's playing them.
I need to see a Cody versus Spargo set in Rivals, though. That would go crazy.
Well, guys, I think we're nearing the end of this, but just to wrap up, I want to say shout out to PBDS. To this day, I still don't know what it stands for, so we can make an acronym right here, right now. I'm going to say it stands for Pokemon be doing shit.
That was a good one. They do have a lot of Pokemon players.
That's the team I'm coming up with. Quag, if you hear this, you can run with that.
I bet Pocket goes crazy in that circle.
They were pulling on stream. They were doing pulls on stream at King Me.
I played like the physical TCG with Quag when I was at Save Room like a week and a half ago.
Did you win? Did Dark Charizard win?
Did you farm with Dark Charizard?
No, I think he beat me 2-1. So I did not farm. My deck is deprecated now. What?
I thought it was just you played a set like a.
Oh, we were playing for fun. Like we just happened to play 3 games. And then,
okay.
He's counting friendly. He's counting casuals. I see how it is.
One friendly in TCG is like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
that's one game. So
does he play Dark Blastoise? Because you played Dark Charizard, and that's why you lost.
No, he plays Miraidon.
Duraludon?
Miraidon, the electric legendary.
Cheater, legendary Pokemon doesn't count.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Well, shout out to Team Pokemon be doing. Always a great event. It gives us something to look forward to, and they work for us like dogs. So thank you.
I'm sure one of them will show up in the comments of the podcast. It'll tell you what it actually stands for. Because I don't even know for myself.
They do good stuff at differentiating, like I was saying. Like their Cross Slasher, they have a costume contest.
Their branding is great too,
yeah. Their branding is generally very good.
Shout out to Flying Boy. Those are some amazing stream transitions.
Yeah. I was gonna say that dude is not from Whitewater. He does the transitions, But yeah, shout out to them. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you hopefully next week with a much less eventful episode. We can talk about more existential stuff like philosophers. And thank you for tuning in as always.
And West Town Brawl.
And we can talk about West Town Brawl again. Yeah, sorry that we didn't talk about West Town Brawl this week. That's supposed to be our shtick. But Well, Western Brawl will return for next week. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. See you guys.
Sure thing.